Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, episode 2 of Final Fantasy 14. Welcome to Hanantasy or Hanantasy, Final Hanantasy. I think I called it Final Hanantasy. Getting our Hroth bearings or Hroththings. The interface is loaded, guys. We have finished the first intro episode. The interface is loaded. This is obviously interface you're going to see for the rest of the story. And this interface is already made. And we are going to very hard focus on the game. But we cannot leave until we accept our first quest here, obviously. Ninja veteran. Okay, well, would you look at this? A shiny new adventurer. Listen close, lass. I have some information that might just put you on the map here in Limsa. I was passing through the Bulwark Hall below not long ago, and I saw a bunch of herbs just scattered around on the ground. Now, I'm not entirely certain, but I think they might have been the black market wares known as dream flowers. Limsa is a busy port, and not all merchants that blow in across the strait are above board, if you know what I mean. How these plants get up in the mizzen mast, who knows? Might have been a really big deal gone bad. The most important thing is you make a name for yourself by handling them in. Speak to Scanrail and she will get you down to the first floor, and then all you have to do is pick up the herbs and take them to Adleskiff at the Octant. Being a worldly captain, he knows a thing or two about shady goods. He probably deals with themselves. Probably. Now, I fully get that the quest log is blocked by the camera. We might move the camera down to the bottom left to block the chat. We'll do that in the coming episodes. You forgot to do something? Well, it never hurts to take a moment. Think about what you were going. Leaving the down wrench. Yes, we can either do it by the elevator. We can either do it by the elevator, or we can simply walk down, basically. I have to speak to Badaran. He wants to give me the main quest. Okay. Okie dokie. So. Right then, lass. Let's start you off nice and easy with 3 tasks. What will help you get used to the life here in Limsa. Firstly, I skipped the text box. Second of all, there's an Aetherite, a device that can move ye from one place to another in a blink of an eye. Ain't no swifter than travel, providing then there's an Aetherite where you want to go. Of course. Have a jet with the yellow-checked god down there, and he'll be treated to a lecture on the workings of the device. Before you do that, though, remember to touch the thing. Strange as it sounds, it won't work until you have. Second on the list is the marketplace. You will find weapons and armor and all your venturing bits and pieces for sale in the district that lies beyond the Aetherite. Don't go drowning your guild around there just yet, though, or you will get fleeced quicker than you can say, "Where my compass light?" Have a word with the Swaz of Bled instead. He's the head of the Merchants League, by the way. Give him this old Octant and he will treat you well. And I skipped the text box again because I am fancying clicking the mouse. I should click the keyboard instead. I guarantee you will learn a few new tricks swinging that Ed Splitter of yours if you join their crew. Blutotha at the front desk is the one to get you started. Got all that lass seeing to them 3 tasks I'll tell ye on a little jaunt around the city and help you work out where everything is. Now, best I've been getting on running along, eh? Bugger it, there I go sending ye off without telling ye somewhat crucial. That bloody calamity's made a right mess of me memory, I swear. Well, that or the ale. Any road, while you're out, if ye happen to pass any poor sods but look like they might be needing your help, consider them giving a tale of the old woe listen. Sounds like a chore, I'll admit, but you never know what interesting opportunities could be lurking out there. Just waiting for ye to stumble upon them. For example, Ninja over there Ninja over there yonder and been casting glances at ye since you waltzed in. Why not lend an ear and see what she has to say? We already did. You like to find yourself running around odd errands in the beginning, but once you build reputation as a woman the folks can trust, the jobs will get harder and the rewards more generous. If you have time, you also seek advice from the old smith here in the wench. The lads as a bear as a title have for some fine advice for you them, and what they're just starting out in a profession. And that, my girl, is how you go about becoming a legend amongst adventurers. I don't know. Killing gods might have something to do with that, not like making a name for myself. But who knows about these things, right? Alrighty. Since we are on a different server, I don't have access to any of my things. So we'll quickly skedaddle skedoodle. It's now a noodle. We are trying to get our main quest as fast as we can to level 20 or 18. I have to check on Isolith, and then yeah, we'll switch on over to the other server where obviously all of my friends are. So
you have friends?
I can leave Discord if you'd like. It's just smiling. Also guys, every time one of my friends is live here on stream, we will have a screen share down below to my guests basically, so that we can have a nice picture-in-picture if something happens on their side. We'll try not to spoil any of the content, but if it happens, it happens. But we are not talking about any spoilers whatsoever until we have reached the story point in itself. And as for this one side quest right here, I'm just skipping over the text because I just want to focus on the main quest and get along basically. Also, I will not explaining most of the systems. I will explain fights and classes and such, but I will not explain most of the systems. Ah, another novice adventurer. Aye, Butteron has sent more than a few of your kind this way of late. I am Sundimal, one of the Yellow Jacket tasked with keeping the peace in the city. It is also my charge to provide guidance in the use of this device. Fear not, I shall be brief. Aetherites are crystalline structures that tap into ethereal energies. They are primarily used as a means to travel swiftly from one place to another. Return and teleport, the most common transportation spells, make direct use of the Aetherites and their connection to the flow with ether. And these devices are found in almost every corner of Eorzea. Any adventurers worthy of their name will wish to seek out and attune herself to each one. Once you have expanded your horizons beyond the walls of the city, you will soon find yourself performing acts of attunement as a matter of the course. There is, however, no need for unseemly haste. The Aetherites found around the city will be sufficient for the present, I assure you. Should you wish to learn more about the Aetherites and transportation magic, I will be here to answer your questions. Return learned, and you are now in tune with the Aetherite. Alrighty, just as a reminder, we might do a few important blue quests, and yes, we are in Limsa indeed. The dancing of the bee's knees has commenced, and she's slightly out of sync, and that is annoying me. So let's get going. Fine morning to you, madam. Welcome to the most replete market in the grand realm of Eorzea, where every shelf groans under the weight of wonders born from all the four corners of the world. Pray browse the stalls until your eyeballs ache from oogling the overabundance of unbelievable bargains. Well, that's a sales pitch. Now, as much as I would love to elaborate on the unrivaled quality of our merchandise, I must tend to some cargo, but recently arrived at the docks. You bear a gift from Badaron? Well, whatever it could. My octant. By the navigator, I must have left it in the wench, along with a week's pay and several builds worth of intoxicated memories. I am most grateful to have it back. This tool is a keepsake from my days as a ship captain, you see. Needless to say, your good deed must be repaid. And what better recompense than the wisdom of a master's merchant? I don't know, I'd like Gil. If it is a simple and sturdy adventuring equipment you seek, you need look no further than the east and west arms of Hroththings. Lest you doubt that each gil you invest in arms and armor will be money well spent, adventuring is, after all, a dangerous profession by its very nature. It goes without saying that Hroththings boasts stalls specializing in the tools of every martial discipline imaginable. And within but a few steps are bazaar and apothecaries that will most amply supply all your potion and perishable needs. Our keen-eyed agents procure a frankly befuddling range of wares during their sojourns to distant shores, so it pays to become familiar with each type and price of the goods offered by each stall. Such knowledge will serve you well if you pursue is light, or if your purse is light, or your time is short. But verbal instructions of this kind will only profit you so much. Experience has ever been the surest teacher, if not the kindest. I invite you to explore the markets for yourself. Alrighty. So, I need to go to the Marauders Guild. That's what I will do once I touch this crystal right here. And we have to do a small visit to our Mughal service, because I have a bunch of mail to get to. So, let's have this synced and let's get going. So what are you doing, Fox?
Hunting.
Hunting log?
I'm putting off.
You kinda didn't transmit.
Putting off the fight tight.
Okay. You probably need to lower your voice recognition because you are cutting out quite a lot. But you've been putting off fighting Titan, which is boo. And as mentioned, guys, I'm not gonna like explain every single mechanic out there in the game. There's a lot of tricks and things that we're gonna do that we are going to abuse, but stuff like the aesthetician, I don't know, the guy that cuts your hair, for example, we have all that unlocked on the Isolith side as well. We don't really need that. I might do it for the text box, really. But yeah, we're only going to play this character as long as we have to, and then we're switching to the other one because the other one already has the microtransaction to it. She will look exactly the same. She will have exactly the same quest status, so we will not skip anything nor miss anything. So let's quickly talk to the Mughal. And we have a few mails to get to. So let's quickly take everything. We don't really need the skin stuff, so we'll leave the skin stuff in. We don't need any of the pets. We don't need any of the mounts, really. The friendship circlet we'll need. We need nothing of this. We don't need nothing of that. Let's get a chocobo, why not? We don't need any of the minions. That is all on the other character. So let's take this. We don't need any of this right here. Don't need any of this right here. We don't need the Cascadier uniforms here. We don't need the Fantasia up in here. We don't need the Curl Bell. We don't need the Behemoth Barding. We don't need Baby Behemoth. We don't need the Helm of Light. But I have a high mailbox capacity, so I need to delete a few things. Because I am in need for my earrings. So, because I have pre-ordered one or multiple of the add-ons of Final Fantasy, every time we get an earring, which helps us level new characters. So, let's see. It needs a while to refresh, so we will visit the Marauders Guild right now, and then we shall be on our way. So why are you putting off fighting Titan, Fox?
Because it's Titan.
Just do it.
And yes, but we spent the whole week planning for this moment.
Yes.
And you kept saying, just wait till you get to Titan. I can't wait to see you fight Titan. Just wait. And I have no idea what is expected of me.
I expect you to die.
All I know is that I'm likely... Exactly. And you're not even alongside of me.
Well, if you wait for a week, which I don't, suggest, I will be probably there. But just go ahead. Because I'll catch up. And then we do more story stuff. Oh, there, adventurer curious about the Marauders Guild, eh? Any axe worth swing, 2 hands on the haft, and a blade that can make short work of a galley mast. That's the kind of weapon our members train to use with deceptive swiftness and ultra-predictable force. Are you interested in hearing more or less? Then why don't I give you a short version of the guild's found in history and we can go from here. It all started with ships, you see. And what have ships got to do with axes, ye ask? Well, building them wouldn't be bloody difficult without a sturdy tool of lop down trees for timber. Well, we kinda have the botanist for that, but details. And since the only navigator herself knows when a ship will run afoul of the storm or worse, it will make sense of the crew's carpenter to carry an axe on board, aye? It all started with shipbuilding and ship repair. What, am I boring you? Nah. As I was saying, any tool on a ship can become a weapon. And the axe was perfect for hooking yourself over the rail of an enemy vessel, letting loose in a whirl of steel, and generally laying waste to all about ye. As more seafarers took up axes as their weapons of choice, so that the bloody art of the marauder began to take shape, especially among pirates, where the strength and skill decided your place in the world. With an eye of assembling crews of battle-ready raiders, the pirates started teaching the proper ways to wield in a chopping blade to their new recruits, and that's how the Marauders Guild first came to be. But once a Galadian Accord was signed to unite the Maelstrom and the pirates against Limsa's enemies, the whole game changed. The Accord itself was a dismal failure, of course, but the Marauders Guild was never the same. It was taken over, restructured, and purged of its pirate elements. It had been reborn as an institution dedicated to naught but the teaching of axe fighting. The members of this new Marauders Guild weren't no greed-driven cutthroat either. They were warriors that sought to use their martial prowess for the good of society. If mastering the axe is at your heart's desire, then you will find no better arena to which practice your swings. Think it over and then let me know if ye fancy joining our ranks. If feeling, I'll be seeing more of you less. So, I've actually decided to disable the Fox stream down below because of potential spoilers, because this is a story playthrough, so that we don't see what the Fox is on, so you guys don't get spoilered if you have a little wink down here. So, for the story part, there will be no picture-in-picture. We've decided to swing an axe with the Marauders then. Alright then, all that's needing now is to speak with the axe master himself. Sounds simple? I've seen folks slink out the door than rather put themselves in the path of unnerving glare. That's the bloke right there in the middle of the room. Rinzun is his name. Put some steel in your spine and look at him straight in the eye when you talk to him, lass. Good fortune to ye. And you have now unlocked a Titan. Yes, I am Win... What?
I'd already unlocked it.
Alright. Yes, I am Rinzun, the Axe-Master they call me. Not the most imaginative of titles, I agree, but one should not underestimate the value of directness. I welcome your interest in our guild. The art of the Marauder is used to rend, to cleave, and to destroy. It is not our way or to simply outfight our adversaries. We seek to overwhelm them. The Marauder must be the most powerful and enduring presence on the battlefield. We must account for the most enemies defeated. Our role in combat is that of a steel whirlwind, dealing death and destruction without equal. No doubt the question has already been put to you by Hroththings. But once more shall I challenge your commitment. Are you prepared for this bloody carnage that awaits the initiate of the Marauders Guild? Yeah, obviously. Oh, the arrow keys work now. Nice. Very well. Your name. Attend me well. Then, Shion, hold fast to this moment of dedication. The path of the Marauder is jagged and a perilous one. The blood that spills at your feet will oft times be your own. You stand now as a student of the axe. Let us waste no time in testing the edge of your chosen weapon. You shall wade straightway into combat as befits a novice with your discipline. Go forth and slay the bleating, scurrying, crawling pests of the plague of the outskirts of Lobimza. Lost lambs, wharf rats, and little ladybugs shall be your piteous adversaries to this day. Return to me once 3 of each creature has fallen to your blade. Alrighty. That was a lot of blah 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 for just kill 3 things. Now we go to the plaza and we do our first quest. Also, we have to report to Balderon, but let's quickly do the Marauder quest because we have to do it anyways. And I would like to show you guys the Titan fight that Fox is about to do, but A, it would be spoiler. B, it's much funnier with just the screaming. So, and I can see it, you guys can't, but we hear the screaming. So that screaming will be her again once we reach the part, and she must join us. Also put your music on 100 because the soundtrack is really good at Titan. Also, I received a middle finger for that comment. Let's kill something. We might have to relog to get some of our earrings into the mailbox, but hey, it's gonna be totally fine. We're just pressing tab and we're just pressing 1 and, well, that's it. That's literally the first quest. I think the beginning of Final Fantasy is purposely designed that you cannot fail it whatsoever. If you managed to die here, something went wrong, you had to go AFK, or your dog had some funny noises in the hallway or something like that, but I don't think you actually can fail the very beginning of the game. Level 3, by the way. Let's kill the Lost Lambs. Now, Fox, bow down, Overdweller. Have fun with the fight. Put the music to 100. Because the music's very good. Oh, your tank is attacking. There should be this. Now I can watch the Fox's screen. So it's gonna be fun. Gonna be fun. I actually don't know how strong the story Titan fight is, so she might die, she might die. Oh, that was close. That was close. Let's quickly relog. We might be able to grab our earrings if we relog into the game. Fox is still alive, mind you.
Where's he gone? Why is that tank naked?
We call that a gladiator armor. It's not naked. You could be Emperor's gear, but you could be. I'm not denying that, but you know. Didn't happen.
What didn't happen?
Oh, nothing. Nothing.
You're expecting me to die.
Oh yeah, 100%. Titan Extreme was the second Extreme fight that I've ever played. And boy, was that a noob filter. That filtered players like crazy. So let's quickly talk to the Moogie Moogle. And one of the earrings should have popped up. Fox is still alive. I'm actually surprised.
No faith in your pupil.
No. 0. You're actually doing quite well. You're actually dodging things. Not a single earring. Well, blimey. I have to relog again. Sorry guys, it's just what happens. You guys go skip ahead a few minutes and then I have my earring equipped. Hey, you actually made it. I got a middle finger. A very tall one. Shrivelly. And with a ring on it.
You're mean.
Oh well. I'm mean? I'm getting the one with middle finger and I said well done. How am I mean?
No, you didn't say well done. You went,
I
oh,
did.
I'm surprised. He's still alive.
Yes. That's a compliment. Stay hydrated. Also, I'm very shiny. It's very warm in this room.
You're also dressed in white.
Yes, I am dressed in white.
Yes, you look good in white.
There's the first earring. So let's grab a little bit of extra experience. Because XIV is level 29. And I would like to reach level 29. I would very much like to reach level 29 with this character. Otherwise, it's gonna be fine, trust me. But I'd like to reach level 29. Let me quickly check the inventory settings. Item settings. We do not want the armory chest under no circumstances. This is actually something that I would highly recommend you guys do not do. Do not store all newly obtained items in the armory chest. Click that option off and store it in the inventory. The armory chest is one of the most convoluted systems that makes no sense at all. It has its purpose, but why store new items in there? That's stupid. You are returned to me, a different woman. Already your face shows a harder cast, a realization of the slaughter of which you are capable. But there is much training to be done before you will wield the axe to its fullest potential. Learn well your lesson, build your strength, and make of each swing an instinctive act. You shall have this hunting log to aid you in your endeavor. Its pages are marked with opponents suitable for honing your skills. There are, of course, a myriad of methods by which you might improve your techniques, but when the way forward is not readily apparent, the log provides a reliable source of challenges. Every blow of your weapon will clear another step towards the mastery of the Marauder way. Implacable, relentless, such must be your momentum on both the practicing grounds and on the battlefield. And every 5 levels we are receiving what is receiving a word for? Receiving a Marauder or class quest. So let's talk to our friend Baderon and let us receive the next main story quest. So we might do the novice hall as well. For the experience ring, we might skip it because the novice hall takes a long time to do, and we want to reach as fast as we can level 18 in the main story quest. And by the way, if I say level 18, I mean the main story progression. I don't actually mean character level, because character level in Final Fantasy means jack shit. It's so fast, it's not relevant. Dear Arya Xion, enjoy your jaunt around the city, did you? If you mean to base yourself in Limsa, that won't be the last time you will visit them 3 places. And now you got some idea of what's where. You can start exploring the rest of the town. You've shown a good ear for listening, lass. Stick with old Batter and you'll go far. Level up! The Limsa, are ye, Xion? Oh, ye fancy a trip outside the city walls. I'd like ye to visit an orchard by the name of Summerford Farms. Ever heard of the place? The owner, Stilrin, is an old mate of mine. He's got himself a crew of mostly reformed pirates, if ye can believe that. And he's been trying to bring a bit of life back to the fields after Calamity ruined the soil. You mentioned been eating another and or two, and your name sprang to mind. I gave ye a glowing recommendation, so make sure ye work hard and impress the old bastard. You need directions, the place ain't too hard to find. Just take the Zephyr Gate out of the city and follow the road northeast. Alrighty. So, as you guys can already tell, my interface is ready-made. All the buttons are ready-made where they need to be. I don't actually need to change anything, because that's a nice thing about the Final Fantasy stuff. You can take your file structure that you have. So if you go into your C drive or whatever, no, it's probably the C drive, because it is in your user in My Documents. And if you go into My Documents, you will find My Games. If you go into My Games, you will see a Final Fantasy folder. And there is a FFXIV folder with a hex code behind it. And that hex code behind it is your actual character. Those things inside of that character, if you copy that into a new character, you copy over all of the interface, all of the settings, all of the key bindings, all of the macros, absolutely everything. And if you want to specifically transfer a interface, you transfer the add-on file. Why is it called the add-on file? No one knows. I have a good guess. Because the reworker, the, well, director behind this game, Yoshida producer, has openly said he's a big fan of World of Warcraft, if I recall correctly. And in World of Warcraft, the only way to change your interface back in the days was through a system we call add-ons. Now you can change your interface. The file is actually called add-on. So I think the word or file name add-on stems from the World of Warcraft likeness of Yoshida producer, who really very much likes the game. So yeah, I think that's the primary reason, really. Alrighty, we have done the next level up. Let's kill these 2 right here to get a little bit of our hunting log experience. So, hunting log done, a little bit of extra experience. Because we need to reach at least level 25 to do the last class quest that we can do. Although I think Izalith has not done of class quest. But I will check in between the next episode. So I can give you a proper update on where the character is in the next episode. Ah, you must be the adventurer Baderon promised to send along. Shion Zanza, wasn't it? You honored his word, and so that's a good start. I'm Stelwern, the old bastard, as Baderon likely described me. And this is my humble orchard. A good number of the lads and lasses working here once terrorized the high seas. And if you've been wondering why I employ these scrags, well, they used to crew my pirate ship. But the calamity did for our ship like it did for many others, and I was sore wounded into a bargain. I had to feed myself and my crew somehow, and Admiral Merrill Webb initiative to get us landlocked buccaneers working in the fields seems to work too fine to an offer to refuse. Look at him.
Return to the waking sun.
Pray return to the wakings. Fresh players can be very happy that it is relatively easy to return to the pray to the waking sands, because 14 years ago we had to walk there, and we had to walk there many times because the quest amount was much higher than it is today, because the quest amount has actually been reduced. So we spend a lot of time walking in the past. Well, it turns out you can take a pirate away from the sea, but you can't take the sea away from the pirate. And a lot of my blokes just never took tending to the soil, you see? And unfortunately, the botanists I called in to train them having been wringing their hands in black despair. With so much work piling up, I need a tougher soul like you to step in and help where it's needed. Okay, we could get gold, but we need a certain equipment state at some point to continue, because I know this because we created 2 characters for funsies on the other side, so I know we need a little bit of gear. I have my mind set out to you to a task, Zanza, but before I do, I need you to be sure that you're properly kitted out. Pirates don't care to parley with dandies, you understand? It might well be that the ones here have traded the outclass for cutlets, for coulters, but they are still rogues in my heart. I'm hungry, can you tell that that's why I said cutlets? I want to have like a nice like cutlet of like fried chicken on like a bun with a nice barbecue smoked burger sauce, a nicely salted slice of tomato on top of it, and then some melty cheese on top. Oh, I would take that. I know, a solid set of gear when you see it. Come back when you think you're most suitably equipped. Equip your head, body, hands and legs and feet with gear item level 5 or greater to speak. So now we unfortunately need to do a few side quests to gain a little bit of gold. So let's see what side quests we can find. First of all, let's equip these boots. Okay, they are purely money, so let's quickly get some side quests done, because we need a little bit of money to buy ourselves a little bit of extra gear. So let's see. I think once we've done these 2 quests, I think we're pretty good on Gil, so that we can ignore the Aetheryte. So let's... we have to go back there anyhow. We have the teleport tickets? We do have the teleport tickets. Very nice. Where can I set the teleportation cost? Again, I don't know, but we have the return button, so we can easily do that. What do we need to do actually? Remove rocks and pick up debris and harvest Lanocean oranges. Okay. So we need a little bit of money to start out. Grab all of the items here. Do we have something to sell as well? Not really, we cannot sell the items that we have. No, we cannot sell any of the items we have for cheap gil in the beginning. Okay. As mentioned before, we will not go into any crafters or any of that sort. We will simply focus on the main story and character story. Class story, sorry. So this should be the bees hunting log, and that it is. Now we have done that. Now we have to still get to the orchard over there. We have one item here. And yes, I am kind of glad I disabled the screen-in-screen feature down here, because what Fox is currently looking at would be major spoilers for. So yes, until we are on par on story, we will not have a picture-in-picture feature. Few more orangis. We can simply ignore the Vespa. I don't know why it's called a flower Vespa. Is Vespa really an English word? Guys, stay dehydrated, very important. Fox is looking semi-shocked.
I didn't expect this.
Good. That's what good storytelling is. That's what good storytelling is.
What a bitch.
No spoilers, obviously.
No.
So, let's press P for teleport. I'm gonna also highlight my keyboard layout, because my keyboard layout is a little special. And the best button that we have is for Duty Finder. If you're German, that would probably make more sense to you, but our Duty Finder is on Ü for Instanz, because in German it's called Instanz. So it's Ü for Instanz. So let's quickly buy some gear. We have about 500 gil.
So mine is on F for instance.
For instance, yes. This should give us a lot of extra cash to work with. 50, not a lot of extra cash really. Let's see. We need a level 5 hempen tabard. We need a helmet. And we need hands. Now we are short a little bit of money, unfortunately. We're short money. Oh, but we can present ourselves. Awesome. Man, I look dashing. I got the MMO style, okay? I got the MMO style right there. Can we teleport? Can we teleport? Let's see. Not enough gil. Or I can set the settings again. Let me quickly check. Let me quickly check the settings. Favorite destination. Box settings on the teleport menu. Ah, there it is. Let's put that to 0 gil. Always use. Always use, and now we can teleport around really quickly. Saves us a bunch of time. So, and once presented ourselves to Stelwyn, once we presented ourselves, we're gonna switch on to episode 3. Because timer. Let's have a look at you, shall we? Oh, as long as you're this well covered, I won't feel any guilt throwing you to the sharks. Look at this green. I don't like green. This is terrible. Erstwhile buccaneers are an ornery lot. They rage in love for the sea and care for the little of the laws of the land. But they respect strength. By the looks of you, I'd say you have a little trouble getting their attention. Give me the axe. Zanza, the aura of confidence tells me that you're not been idle since last we met. I never moved. I hope I have read you all right. For I have a task that requires the attention of a capable adventurer. Might that adventurer be you? Good to hear. Then I shall lay before you the sorry tale. You will have heard rumors about abductions. Aye, citizens have been disappearing from every corner of Limsa, as if plucked from the face of Hadelin, boots and all, by an unseen hand. And what's this got to do with Summerford Farms, you might ask? Well, that remains to be seen. But it seems a collection of right unsavory fellows with an azure tattoo face have been creeping up to the edge of the fields and spying on me yeoman. Now, I doubt anyone would enjoy being scrutinized by such savages at the best of times, but the farmhands are convinced that they are kidnappers of the rumor, coming for their hides. Needless to say, they are beside themselves with worry, and their work's suffering for it, which is the very last thing I need when my old crewmen are still getting used to their new jobs. This is a struggle to get them to leave the farmhouse of the morning. That is, as they say, where you come in. Would you be willing to investigate these tattooed thugs for me? Good lass. The sooner we get to the bottom of this, the sooner this place will start to resemble a working farm again. I suggest you begin by having a look around Season Grotto. Reports are to be believed our unwelcome visitors occupied the place. Careful though, Zanza. I couldn't say for sure what manner of miscreants we're dealing with here, but if they are the kidnappers, well, just be on your guard, alright? Now with that little questy, we are going to switch to the end of episode 2. Guys, down in the comment section down below, am I doing a good job? Am I doing a terrible job? Or just come to twitch.tv/Hanantasy and liveplay HZTV and tell me to my face. If you put a comment down in the comment section below on YouTube, I will safely ignore your advice. Till the next episode. Take care, guys. Bye-bye. She's shaking her head at me.